I tell you most solemnly, anyone who does not enter the sheepfold through the gate, but gets in some other way, is a thief and a brigand. The one who enters through the gate is the shepherd of the flock. The gatekeeper lets him in. The sheep hear his voice. One by one he calls his own sheep and leads them out. When he has brought out his flock, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow because they know his voice. They never follow a stranger, but run away from him. They do not recognize the voice of strangers. Jesus told them this parable, but they failed to understand what he meant by telling it to them. So Jesus spoke to them again. I tell you most solemnly, I am the gate of the sheepfold. All others who have come are thieves and brigands. But the sheep took no notice of them. I am the gate. Anyone who enters through me will be safe. They will go freely in and out and be sure of finding pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come so that they may have life and have it to the full. That last sentence, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. To me, that is one of the most beautiful sentences in John's Gospel. It's Jesus promising us that if we truly follow him, if we truly love passionately as he does, that we will have life to the full. Of course, loving passionately means there will be joys and sorrows, not just joys. But that still means we can have life to the full. Sometimes when we read this gospel, I wonder if reading it in the New Zealand setting, we lose much of its flavour, because we have huge, great flocks of sheep, thousands of them. Whereas in Palestine, you go there and you see the shepherd walking across the desert with his flock. And I was privileged once to be there for about 2 or 3 days, and just driving through the desert, there was this lad, looked like about 16, 17, and he was walking along, and he had like about 5 sheep and about 5 goats. So it was very small. The sheep were together and the goats were together, and they were following him. So obviously they knew him, they trusted him, and they walked with him. And I guess that's what Jesus is inviting us to do, to know him, to trust him, to love him, and to walk with him. And he warns us that other people will try and get our attention, but they can be brigands and thieves. So I'm thinking he's talking to us about where our heart is. Is our heart and our mind focused on the good things of life, on Jesus, on the privileges that God is giving us, on the outreach that we can do for other people? Or are we distracted by smaller things, smaller issues, side issues, materialistic thoughts, seeking things that don't build up treasure in heaven? So the invitation to me out of this piece of scripture this week is to make sure that I stick close to Jesus so that I can have life and have it to the full. And I'm hoping you might be able to do that too. May God be with you.